the distance. Something just ain't right. I'm cold inside. Help me find what I'm missing. We're all scared to fly, still we try. Learn to be brave.
Hello everybody and welcome to my video. My name is Sandy and I am a travel blogger who can't travel at the moment. So I am sharing with you some of my most meaningful travel memories. Everything I'm about to show you is incredibly close to my heart. I'm going to tell you why, and I'm also going to share some of the behind the scenes stuff that went on that wasn't in the original vlogs. Each of the places you are about to see is connected to one meaningful word, and we are starting with my trip to Sri Lanka, which was all about true friendship.
Oh my, there's 1,000 miles between you and I.
So I traveled to Sri Lanka with Sophie and we knew each other well enough, but this trip was really going to bring us closer together. We were originally meant to be 3 people on this trip, but one had to drop out, so there Sophie and I were about to travel Sri Lanka, just the 2 of us. And what can I say? We shared the most incredible memories. We cried together when seeing elephants. We got up crazy early and we fell in love with this country together. And by the end of this trip, a funny story, I lost accidentally all my footage from the tea plantation and I cried hysterically, and Sophie gave me all of her footage from the entire trip to use for my content. That is what a true travel blogger friend does, and I can't wait to see where life takes us next. Next on the list we have my trip from 2019 to Serbia, and to Belgrade to be exact. We went there for my best friend's 30th birthday, and the word here really is carefree.
Oh my, just 1,000 miles between me and paradise.
This was a private trip actually, and I decided to film that really pretty spontaneously, and today I'm actually glad that I did. All of us who went on this trip watch this vlog from time to time because it reminds us of a time where the only thing we worried about was which restaurant and club to go to that night, and when there was no limit on how many people you could see or you could be in your social group. We were really free and happy exploring Belgrade's amazing nightlife, and we never really realized that being carefree equals complete freedom. From Eastern Europe all the way to Dominica in the Caribbean, where in February 2020 I saw whales for the very first time. And that really was an achievement. As if getting the chance to visit the Caribbean wasn't enough, just after this very moment you're seeing here, I turned off the camera, I closed my eyes, I took a deep breath, I smelled the ocean, and I turned to my friend Shu and I did say to her something like, "This very moment is what I've been dreaming of, you know? This is it. I achieved my dream. I travel for a living and here we are about to see my favorite animal on the planet. A true bucket list moment I will really never forget."
Paradise, paradise. Close your eyes, find paradise. Paradise, paradise. Close your eyes, find paradise.
I am German and I grew up without religion in my life, so India therefore has to be on this list of meaningful travel memories, because here we're talking about spirituality. I went to India with my boyfriend, who is Sikh and of Punjabi heritage, and the Golden Temple in Amritsar in North India is the most holy place for Sikhs in the world. And yes, I got a chance to visit the Golden Temple and Anandpur Sahib during our trip, and what can I say? I felt humbled and grounded by all our experiences, and that feeling has never left me since. Oh, and a completely unrelated fact, I fell off a horse just after this was shot, and I still have a scar which will also stay with me for the rest of my life. I do have another destination in Eastern Europe for you. This is my trip to Romania from summer 2019. And it was all about nature.
Have no fear, close your eyes, find paradise.
For 3 days, I lived off-grid with Alex in Romania, a guy I had never met before who taught me about caring for our planet, sustainability, and more in a way only someone who is truly in touch with nature can. This trip is memorable for this, but also for the fact that I traveled completely alone for the first time then. I trusted my gut instinct, and I really found a friend for life. Part 2 is coming soon, hopefully. Now we're going to go completely to the other end of the world, almost. This is to Indonesia and to Bali to be exact. My trip to Bali in 2018 is about family. No, this is not about finding myself through yoga, in case that is what you were thinking. I went on my first ever long-haul flight to visit my sister, who was on a trip around the world then, and I hadn't seen her in months, and from the moment we saw each other at the airport, everything was like it had always been, and we spent really the most incredible week in Bali. I fell in love with vegan food, and I learned to always check the inside of a toilet roll first before touching it, because a big fat hairy spider might just crawl out and look at you whilst you're on the loo. You know that moment when you think to yourself, I really hit a milestone in my life? Come on a cruise around the Mediterranean with me. This was my first ever paid travel job. Can you believe it? My first ever time where somebody asked me to film a YouTube video for work. I couldn't believe it, and I really hit a personal milestone. It was an unforgettable cruise with amazing people, and it will forever have a very, very special place in my heart. And when it was over, I cried so much that my Uber driver had to stop at Tesco to buy some tissues. That is not a joke. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope that for the last 4-5 minutes you did not think about the crazy world out there. I hope to meet you soon at some point on my future travels. Have a lovely day and see you soon. Bye-bye.